Okay, do you want the ultimate in clarity and quality in your mixes? Well, Mastering the Mix have a new plugin called FUSER, which we're about to check out right now. Just before we start, if you have access to a good set of headphones or a speaker, that will help greatly. You don't need them, but it will help greatly to hear the difference in the before and after with FUSER. So what FUSER does is it clarifies your mixes and particularly helps with things like frequency clashes. In that respect, it's actually pretty similar to a plugin that I've used quite a lot called Track Spacer. So let's just check it out now and see how it sounds. This is the very simple little loop that I've put together. So as you can hear here, there's been no mixing, mastering. There's literally no compression. Nothing's happening. But what I want to do now is I want to take the bass and the kick signals and I want to analyze them and look for conflicts and then separate the conflicts using FUSER, and FUSER is really good for that. So let's just apply FUSER to the bass track. It works better when you apply it to the less dominant track. In this case, the kick is going to be the dominant track, and because of that, we're going to need to sidechain the kick in, but the FUSER is actually appearing on the bass track. So basically, kick is sidechaining into the bass. So now let's have a look at the signals that we see. So the light grey signals are the less dominant bass track, and the white shapes there are the frequencies for the kick. And what you'll see here is red and yellow colors. Yellow showing some side signal and red showing mid signal conflicts. And this is what this is all about. It's about showing the conflicts and the things we're going to do to the conflicts. So let's resolve conflicts by clicking the resolve conflicts button after we've pressed play. So you can take both of the signals in, and there we go. So it's now thinking, and it's pretty much brought in a suggested frequency point here and a reduction here on the bass line. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to how the bass and kick sound together, and we're going to switch the FUSER off and on again, and what you'll notice is the kick is pushing through and sounds much clearer than it did before. Well, that's what I'm hoping you're going to hear. So let's check it out. So this is with and this is without, and this is with and without. So in my opinion, that has really pushed that kick through. So it's giving you a bit of headroom actually by cutting some bass frequencies. So that's pretty cool. And the other thing that it can do is it also analyzes the phase. And this is really good. So if we just click on this phase button here and now click on resolve conflicts, let's just play it through. Okay, so it's worked out that there's this 11% shift. So what it's done is analyzed the frequencies of both kick and bass, and it found a phase conflict, and it's basically fixed it automatically. And I don't exactly know how that works, but it has fixed it automatically, and that also buys you a little bit of extra headroom, and it makes the kick even clearer. So once again, let's listen to how it sounds with and without FUSER. This is with FUSER. And this is without. With. Now I've got my headphones on, and for me it sounds pretty good, and I don't even have the best setting of Diva on. The overall sound of the kick is really pushing through. I can even reduce the volume of the kick by 1 dB. Let's just do that, and it just still sounds good. You notice all the time that this input thing is moving. So what that's doing is it's just adjusting the volume of the bass channel so they're level matching. So it's kind of working it out, and it's I think I've worked it out myself because I've reduced the volume of the kick, but it is level matching as we go. So that's another really good thing that's happening there as well. So the other thing is, apart from the actual suggestions, you can change the cue, you can change the attack and release times, and over here you can actually listen to the difference. So let's just go and do that. You can actually hear the difference that's coming through. Let's switch kick off actually. You can hear what's being changed, and this is where release and attack come into their own, because you can go ahead and change how much you want to remove. So just release So this is too much release, but let's just clear it. It sounds like. So we were just removing a lot of the bass there, or a lot less there. So those controls are really easy to hear when you've got delta on. And similar with the attack. With the attack, you'll hear, let's just go to the delta, you just hear how fast it's passing through, or how slow. There'll be a bit of a delay there. But I think generally the suggested amounts are okay. And then you've got an overall mix button that will just obviously give you an overall mix sound. Let's just go here. This is nothing applied, and this is the full application there. So that's really cool. We've got something that I've never seen before, which is phase cancellation. And we've got something that I have seen before with track spacer, which is frequency conflict resolution. Now the thing about track spacer is I think it is a bit more of a dynamic tool. Like it will actually look at more of the frequencies and make changes to those frequencies. But actually I think that in itself causes phase issues. Ironically, FUSER might be a better tool for doing the conflict resolutions. Now let's just listen to the whole mix with FUSER on and with FUSER off. So you can hear the kick is buried there, and we don't even have any sidechain or anything happening at all. So this is an excellent tool for exposing that kick and getting the clarity there. And the other thing that you can use it on is you can use it on synths. So you can get strings and synths to be moved out of the way of the vocal. If you want the vocal to be prominent, you can use it for that. I'm not going to demonstrate that here, but I guess you can imagine how that works. And in addition to that, you can use it for phase cancellation over the mix. So you can group together all of the instruments of the mix and the vocals in a separate bus and make sure that there's no phase cancellation, or limited at least amount of phase cancellation. So all in all, I think FUSER is a pretty good tool. I think it's about $40, which compares pretty favorably with track spacer and similar tools. And I actually checked the internet today. It's actually gone down in price. So there's a bit of a sale going on at the moment. So if you're interested in buying FUSER, just check out the link below. There will be a link which does give me a commission. So I highly appreciate that you would be supporting me if you buy FUSER. So let me just be clear. I'm not giving FUSER a positive review for that reason. I'm giving it a positive review because I'm actually using it in my mixes and I'm finding it really useful to get a very clear mix. So I hope that helps. If you've got any questions about FUSER, please shout out and I'll be very happy to help. Catch you later.